All right, welcome back, everybody. Want to show you something interesting about Tom Brady's retirement ending being announced precisely 35 minutes after the 83rd college basketball tournament bracket was released. And you can see the timestamps. ESPN, when I took the screenshot 3 minutes ago, Brady announces he's coming out of retirement. And precisely 38 minutes ago, which is a difference of 35 minutes. Remember, the Tom Brady number's 35, as we've educated about for 8 straight years. But 35 minutes earlier, they released the bracket. And with regards to this being the 83rd college basketball tournament, remember, Tom Brady's birthday is August 3rd, 8-3. In Gematria, football equals 83. And Tom Brady right now sits at 7-3 in Super Bowls. So if he manages to make it to another Super Bowl and win, he will be 8-3. And of course, Tom Brady went to Michigan. He was a Michigan Wolverine. And what's interesting is Michigan in the opening round of the tournament is an underdog against Colorado State. Now, we know we just had big news with Colorado in football getting Russell Wilson on March 8th, a date that can be written 8/3. And again, in Gematria, Colorado equals 83. Remember, they say the best draft class for quarterbacks ever was the 1983 NFL draft class. The big star of that draft class, John Elway, who made his name in the NFL with the Denver Broncos in Colorado. So, again, Brady, Mr. 83. He's also Mr. 35, but he comes out of retirement minutes after the 83rd bracket releases. And here's what's interesting. Again, I go through every game in the tournament every year. I look for the riddles. I look for the interconnections between sports. For example, Texas Tech in this year's tournament can win their 26th game of the season in the opening round of the tournament exactly 26 weeks after Patrick Mahomes' birthday, who went to Texas Tech. And they're playing Montana State. And remember, Joe Montana equals 54. Patrick Mahomes won the Joe Montana Super Bowl. Every year, there's all sorts of rituals like this. So, what's interesting about Tom Brady having gone to Michigan and then playing Colorado State in the opening round is this. Right now, Michigan, all time in the tournament, their record is 64-29. They've gone to 8 Final Fours and won 1 championship. And, of course, right now their coach is Juwan Howard, former member of the Fab Five at Michigan back in the 90s. But Michigan's next win in the tournament is 65. So watch to see if this happens. Does Michigan pick up the 65th win in tournament history after this Brady announcement? The reason that would be really interesting, again, Gematria. The term GOAT, for greatest of all time, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, it's 65. And Brady announced he was coming out of retirement on March 13th, 313. The number 313 is the 65th prime number. Again, numberempire.com, way to check your prime numbers. 313, the 65th prime. So the bracket comes out that day. Brady, the GOAT, says he's coming out that day. Of course, he's playing in Florida right now. That's also 65 land. And again, it's just funny that things line up this way. And again, because of this knowledge, year after year, we're able to take advantage of upsets in the first round. This is a potential upset. Michigan's the 11 seed. And keep in mind, they're the 11 seed, right? The master number, the number of players on the football field. So keep an eye on if this happens. Does Michigan upset Colorado State to get their 65th win after the GOAT ritual with the tournament? And again, we'll be going through every college basketball game. If you want to join us on Patreon, again, I only charge $5 a month. You get all the content I put out for the month. Most of the stuff I do on Patreon is sports, because pretty much everything else I put out for free. But yeah, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. That's Tuesday. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. You don't have to be there live. You can watch it anytime after. But we'll do our first full live stream on the tournament, going over all the games in the opening round. Certain teams, things will definitely stand out. We'll try to identify the teams that look like they're going to the Final Four. And see if we can continue the winning tradition. Again, a lot of people putting out videos about how bad our March Madness was last year. Man, we hit on 4 games that paid over 10 to 1 in the opening round. I mean, we had a very good tournament last year. Have I done better in other years? Sure. But I mean, show me a year where I had a losing year in the tournament. Again, ignore the trolls, you guys. Sign up to find out what it's all about. And again, this knowledge pays big dividends. So it's not all about making money. It's also about understanding how rigged and scripted the game is. And, just a reminder about Tom Brady in Gematria. It's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. Thursday's 35 and 46. So is Catholic 35 and 46. Tom Brady's 35 and 46. Keep in mind, the bracket this year came out on the Pope's anniversary of becoming the Pope. And, again, we're in the time of the first Jesuit Pope. And don't forget, the Pope's 85 years old right now. Basketball 85, Jesus Salvatum Salvatore 85. We just saw what Creighton did on the 85th day of his age, upsetting their opponent with 85 points. But that was Providence. But just notice how Tom Brady has those nice Catholic numbers. Michigan and March Madness is how it all comes together. Again, that's why he's the chosen one. That's why he met with the Pope back at the start of his career, Pope John Paul II. So anyway, we'll keep it short and sweet. The Patreon page is patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard. Easy way to get there is through my website, GematriaEffect.News. I'll also link it. It's always linked in the description of every video, but I'll also link it as the top pinned comment. And again, feel free to sign up. We'll be going over all the games in the opening round tomorrow. And that's just a little taste of what we do. Go through each game and try to find out what they're doing. What's the riddle? And if you can catch the riddle, so often you'll catch the winner, catch the upset. And anyhow, we got a narrative. So we'll leave it there for now. I got to get back to work. So much to do. And until next time, True Seeker.